gente. My name is Maria López Twena, and I'm the author of the children's book and video series, MariVi, the Master Navigator, and the creator of this new podcast, Navigating Dos Mares, or Navigating Two Seas. MariVi, the Master Navigator book and video series was created to help children as they navigate life growing up with two cultures and two languages. This podcast, Navigating Dos Mares, was created to help us older kids, or the adult children of immigrants, better understand our childhood experiences and the impact that they've had on our lives. The book All Aboard, which is also available in Spanish, focuses on MariVi's third grade experiences. MariVi is now no longer remembering her first grade experiences, as the three previous books have done, but rather living in her present. She has a new teacher, new subjects to learn, an awakening into the world around her, and a new student in her class that she finds intriguing. So let's start this new story and pick up where we left off. MariVi, Isa, and Gordo have now just gotten home from school. Quote, Mama came into the kitchen to kiss us hello and gave us a hug. ¿Cómo estuvo tu almuerzo, MariVi? ¿Te gustó tu sándwich de jamón? How was your lunch, MariVi? Did you like your ham sandwich? Sí, Mama, I replied. Me gustó mucho. Yes, Mom, I really liked it. Then I turned to Abuelita and whispered, Gracias, Abuelita, por el chocolatico. Estaba muy rico. Thanks, Grandmother, for the piece of chocolate. It was delicious. Mama then quickly turned to Gordo and asked him how his day was and gave him a big hug. Her face then changed from being happy to being serious. She told Gordo, Tienes que ir a bañarte, Gordo. Estás apestoso. You need to go bathe, Gordo. You are smelly. Gordo grumbled something under his breath and replied, Sí, Mama, después de mi bocadillo. Yes, Mama, after I have my snack. Gordo then opened the refrigerator, served himself a big slice of chocolate flan, and poured himself a glass of white milk with some help from Mama. He ate the flan in no time, then went to bathe as he licked the milk stains all over his mouth and made a face at me. Boys are gross, I thought. As he passed me, I said, See, I told you were smelly. And Gordo looked at me and said, Thank you, Lacavi, which means thank you, Hairspray V, instead of MariVi. He and Isa both started laughing loudly. I quickly turned to Mama, who briefly smiled, then stopped when she saw that I was looking at her. I didn't like it and started biting my lip, then decided it was better just to go to my room before I started crying. He made up the name Lacavi because he had made fun of how much laca or hairspray Mama puts on my hair in the morning. So instead of calling me MariVi, he called me Lacavi. Mama told Gordo, Ya es suficiente, Gordo. Vete a bañar. That's enough, Gordo. Go bathe. Mama never punished Gordo, ever. He could do anything and not get in trouble. She adored him. I didn't think anyone had noticed me go into my room with my feelings hurt. Then I heard a small tap on the door. It opened and Abuelita peeked inside. ¿Estás bien, cariño? Are you okay, my dear? Sí, Abuelita, gracias. Yes, Grandmother, thank you. And then she placed my uneaten toast and my warm chocolate milk on my desk, then shut the door and left me alone to change into my play clothes. As she walked out, she said, No te preocupes con las tonterías que dice Gordo. Así son los niños. Don't worry about the rubbish that kids say. That's how kids are, end quote. There's a lot in this passage, so let's review it just for a moment. Gordo can do no wrong in Mama's eyes. He can make fun of his younger sister with no real repercussions. We've discussed in previous podcasts how sons are revered by their Latina moms. They are treasured and given much more freedom than that given to their sisters, both in youth and as they mature. Why? Latinos live in a very patriarchal society. The mother figure is very much respected, but the female figure is seen as less significant than the male figure, though that is starting to slowly change. Men hold positions of privilege and authority. The father or male elder has influence over the family group. And if you look at the Spanish language, you see this concept perpetuated in the tongue itself. Spanish is a gender-based language, but it defaults to a generic masculine ending. For example, if there is a group with masculine and feminine family members, you would refer to it as a male group. We are seeing the language starting to change with movements to make the language gender neutral, such as Latinx and Latine, in the hopes of making the society more inclusive and egalitarian. We'll see where the movement takes us. Additionally, in this passage, it's MariVi's grandmother who seeks her out to make sure she's okay, following Gordo's Lucky V comment, which hurts MariVi's feelings. Again, the parents are more concerned about the physical and spiritual well-being of the children as they are growing up. And in this case, it's her grandmother who validates MariVi's feelings and tells her not to worry about the comment. It's just rubbish. Abuelita is concerned about MariVi's emotional well-being. Again, acknowledging the pain and minimizing it by telling her not to worry about it. A multi-generational family with distinct roles as individuals, acclimating to life in the U.S. And before MariVi lets Abuelita leave her room, another interesting exchange develops. Quote, I stopped Abuelita before she got to the door. Abuelita, si hay que escribir una oración en la clase y no es de verdad, es un pecado. Grandma, if you must write a sentence in class and it's not true, is it a sin? Abuelita didn't understand why I was asking or what had happened in class, so I explained it to her. No, mi amor, no es un pecado. Despreocúpate y felicidades por tu oración. Eres muy creativa y también muy sensitiva. No, my love, it's not a sin. Don't worry about it, and congrats on your great sentence. You are a very creative and very sensitive person. She then hugged me and left the room, end quote. So let's review this a moment. MariVi is just starting to understand the concept of sin and not telling the truth. She's in the age of reason and will soon be having her first communion and the sacrament of reconciliation, or her first confession. She's a good kid developing her moral code of conduct. For Hispanic families, the family is everything. The individuals in the family make up the greater family. Home life is where morality is learned, and if the home is faith-oriented, as MariVi's home is, she's taught what's right and wrong in the context of her Christian upbringing. For MariVi, her grandmother is her moral compass. She didn't choose to ask her mother or her father if she's done something wrong. She asks her abuelita, who MariVi recognizes as consistently loving and wise and non-judgmental, and very aware of MariVi and her feelings. Abuelita instantly gives MariVi the answer she wants to hear. No, you have not sinned. In fact, you are creative and sensitive, very important qualities, and you should be congratulated for your sentence. The role of grandmother is paramount in a Hispanic family. She is the stable pillar and chief cheerleader. Now, let's continue with our story. Quote, at dinner, which was a little different tonight because Abuelita had decided that she wanted to cook, and Mama had let her because she was very busy organizing closets and preparing bags of clothes to give away to a new family that had arrived from another country, I asked Papa and Mama about spelling bees and if they had them at school when they were young. Papa said, no, nunca he oído de los spelling bees. En nuestro país no hacíamos spelling bees. A lo mejor es porque nuestro idioma es más fácil de entender y se escribe como suena. El inglés es más difícil y muchas veces no se escribe como suena. No, I never heard of spelling bee. In our country, we didn't have them. Maybe it's because our language is easier to understand and is written just like it sounds. English is harder. Many times it isn't written like it sounds. Mamá agreed. Tampoco me acuerdo de este ejercicio en la escuela. I too don't remember this exercise in school. When dinner was finished and we had all completed our homework, Abuelita wanted to play Dominoes. I liked to play, but Gordo and Isa thought it was boring, so they said they weren't interested. Papa said he'd play for a little bit, and Mama agreed too, so we all sat down to play. I don't remember ever playing a game with Papa, Mama, and Abuelita, just us four. It was a lot of fun. They were all very different when playing a game. Abuelita was very serious and quiet, as was Papa. Mama was always excited if she won a game, which she did this time. I almost told her she sounded like she had won the lottery, something else she liked to play. But I didn't, and they all, quote, passed differently. In dominoes, you need to pass if you don't have a domino that you can throw down in the game. To pass, you need to gently hit the table with your domino. Papa always knocked on the table once, like when he jumped rope. Abuelita knocked once and a half. The second knock, much lighter, almost sounding like an echo of the first knock. And Mama knocked on the table twice, loudly, always. I never said anything to them, but I thought it was funny that they each did it their own way. End quote. Now, this is an interesting set of events. MariVi wants to connect with her parents and talk about spelling bees, but they don't have context for spelling bees. They aren't familiar with them. In fact, her father uses it as an opportunity to depict the English language in a negative light, not a positive one. Again, a reflection on MariVi, as that is the language that she will ultimately master. This will be the first of many conversations in the evening where their parents won't be able to provide guidance to MariVi nor truly understand a game or a subject. For example, how many times were you able to discuss U.S. history or U.S. geography or politics with your parents when you needed help with a school assignment? These subjects are U.S.-centric and subjects your parents probably never studied. It may impact your grades in these areas because there's no tutor available at home to help you unless you rely on your older siblings or friends, and is another example of the cultural dissonance that divides family members within the household. As the story continued, Abuelita decides that she wants to play dominoes, a very Latin game and a staple in many Hispanic households, and she sees it as an opportunity to bring the family together and to return to the culture. Hispanic families like to play games they are familiar with and tie them back to their culture of origin. American games, especially board games, are more distant for them and one with no emotional history, a reminder that they are no longer in their home country. As the game ensues, MariVi is the only child playing with her parents and Abuela and feels special. She's also very aware of how they are playing, how they tap when skipping, and the emotions they express. The awareness of the nonverbal as loud as the verbal, a learning she will take with her forever as part of her hybridity, 2 languages, 2 cultures, 2 forms of expression, verbal and nonverbal. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Think about the events we shared in your own life. Did you experience any of them or similar ones? And then ask yourself, what would you tell your 10-year-old self? And remember, life only gets better. You will find a sense of belonging and community, but your life path may return you to your roots to find it. Thanks for listening, and please join us on our next episode of Navigating Dos Mares. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at We Are MariVi, or check out our books on our website, wearemarivi.com.